No system plus a traditional plus female master plus there is a mystery behind ordinary people can only practice step by step, but what if it's not an ordinary person? For example, LV Xingwang, who possesses the constitution of immortality. Surprisingly, one can use Shouyuan to purchase cultivation materials. May I ask, fellow Taoists, how should we respond? The introduction is weak, please move on to the main text. There is a lot of sarcastic language, and there is a lot of excitement, especially from chapter 20 onwards. It will definitely be wonderful. Please trust me once again, thank you. Chapter 1. The third young master of the LV family, seeking bookshelves, seeking follow-up reading, kowtowing across screens. You are listening at novel full.audio. Damn it, where is this? Looking at the antique room in front of him, LV Xingwang couldn't help but feel a hint of confusion on his face. Is it difficult? Did he fall into an illusion? Thinking of this, LV Xingwang didn't hesitate for a moment and quickly shook his head vigorously. However, no matter how he swayed, the scene in front of him remained so antique and unfamiliar. Can't shake it off. Isn't it an illusion? Is it time travel? With both hands supporting his head, LV Xingwang, who had read some online novels, finally came to this conclusion. However, although the conclusion has been drawn, the reasons still need to be analyzed slightly. Why would I travel through time? Is it because after watching an educational film in Zero Fast Forward, I got too excited and fell while going to the bathroom to soften my hardware, so? Just as he was calmly analyzing the reasons for his journey with one hand resting on his cheek, suddenly a young woman's knocking on the door interrupted him. Third young master, are you awake? Third young master. Are you calling me? Upon hearing the knocking on the door, LV Xingwang didn't rush to answer, but muttered to himself after a murmur. It seems quite good too. Judging from the layout of this room and the title, Third Young Master, I should have traveled to a wealthy family. Third young master, are you awake? May I come in now? Seeing that LV Xingwang did not answer, the knocking woman quickly asked again. In. Upon hearing the urging, LV Xingwang also stopped pondering and prepared to allow her to enter the room. However, just as he had just opened his mouth and had not yet had time to complete his sentence, a strong and unbearable tingling sensation rushed into his brain. That is a long and vibrant memory, as well as some knowledge about the world. I used to have my soul pierced into this world, and coincidentally, the object of my soul pierced is also called LV Xingwang. He is a male with a love for women, and like me, he is 18 years old this year. Besides, my current location is Linzhou City in the southeast of the Cloud Empire on the Kanglan continent. And the original owner of my soul piercing is the youngest son of the head of the LV family, one of the three major families in Linzhou City. People in Linzhou City usually refer to him as the third young master of the LV family. In the Kanglan continent, there is a strong reverence for cultivation, and cultivation is basically based on spiritual power, with the goal of reaching the summit, and the pursuit of ascension. In the division of practitioners' realm strength, there are a total of 11 realms from low to high. They are Entry-level realm, Kaiyuan realm, Xingshi realm, Baijiang realm, Fengho realm, Wangjing realm, Jinhuangjing realm, Zongzong realm, Mingzuan realm, Linqing realm, and Dadi realm. And each major realm is usually subdivided into 9 sub-realms, ranging from 1st to 9th grade from low to high. For example, if we differentiate the initial entry-level realm from low to high, it would be the 1st level entry-level realm to the 9th level entry-level realm. In addition to the relatively clear distinction between practitioners' strength and realm, there are usually some differences in their physical constitution. And these differences also have relatively clear strengths and weaknesses. From weak to strong, they are ordinary constitution, yellow rank constitution, mysterious rank constitution, earthly rank constitution, and heavenly rank constitution. In addition to ordinary constitution, the other 4 constitutions are collectively referred to as special constitution, and each level is divided into 3 levels: upper, middle, and lower. People with special constitutions not only find it easier to practice, but even the heights they can reach are often beyond the reach of ordinary people. After sorting out the memories and knowledge belonging to the original owner in Xingwang's mind, he saw that the knocking woman seemed more and more anxious, so he quickly responded. "Come in, Yao Yao." "Yes, third young master." Yao Yao pushed the door in response and without delay, ran straight to the big bed where Xingwang was sitting with a blanket. Guan asked, "Third young master, are you okay? Do you still feel pain?" Xingwang knew what she meant by, "Is there anything wrong? Does it hurt?" When he was just merging his memories, he had already learned that the original owner of his soul-piercing happened to have a heavy fall in the toilet today. Therefore, he even suspected that the reason why his soul pierced through this person, besides having the same name, surname, and age, encountering similar situations may also be a major reason. So, as he lifted the blanket that was half covering his body, he stretched out his muscles and said, "It's okay, I don't feel much pain anymore." "Yao Yao, what can I do for you?" "Third young master, have you forgotten? Today is the day for the clan to conduct physical fitness tests for young children." At the same time, Yao Yao quickly took Xingwang's clothes off the hanger and waited on him to change clothes while saying, "Third young master, the master said he can't get away and asked the servant to come and see you. If third young master is okay, let the servant serve you and wait until the test is completed before returning to the room to rest." "Yeah. How could I forget such an important thing?" Xingwang patted his forehead. Actually, it's not that he forgot about it, but rather that he hasn't had time to sort it out yet while fusing memories. You should know that conducting physical fitness tests on young children is definitely a first-class event for any spiritual family or sect. As one of the 3 major families in Linzhou City, the LV family naturally attaches great importance to such a major event. Not only is it held once a year today, but each time it is also held very grandly. After all, if there is a heavenly pride with a high-level special physique within the clan, it is possible for the entire family to achieve a great leap, and even a qualitative change may occur. The reason why the LV family was able to become one of the 3 major families in Linzhou City is said to have relied on a cultivator who had a Xian-level intermediate battle bear physique in his ancestors. Although in the thousands of years that followed, there were no other cultivators in the LV family who possessed a special physique above the Xuanjie level. But relying solely on the blessings of this ancestor and the support of dozens of yellow-rank constitutions who appeared intermittently afterwards, the LV family was able to stand firm in this Linzhou city for thousands of years without collapsing. With these precedents in mind, it is easy to know that if a young child is found to have a certain special physique during a physical fitness test, the cultivation of this person within the clan will definitely be completely different. Pills, cultivation props, cultivation techniques in short, as long as it is a good thing that is beneficial for cultivation, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely this person, and the rest will be other children. Of course, since it is a physical fitness test for young children, there is naturally a certain age limit for the testers. Basically, the minimum age for testing is 3 years old, while the highest age generally does not exceed 18 years old. If a person cannot be tested for a special physique before the age of 18, the hope of being successfully tested again in the future can be said to be very slim, even almost zero. And Xingwang happens to be 18 years old this year, in other words, if he cannot test his special physique again this time. So, in the future, he is likely to be mediocre and have limited achievements in the path of cultivation. I'll strangle it, won't I? Just after crossing the border, there's only one last chance to test. Oh my goodness, should you do this to me? At the same time, with a soft expression of resentment, Xingwang quickly changed his clothes. And, in order to save time as much as possible, he even learned to allocate resources reasonably without even realizing it. Yao Yao, then I can wear the pants myself. Don't pull them up. Oh no, they're stuck, they're stuck. Forget it, Yao Yao, you go kick my shoes over. Put on your shoes and we need to hurry over, otherwise we'll be late. Chapter 2. Physical Fitness Testing. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Xingwang cousin, you're here. How are you? Do you still feel pain? Xingwang cousin, are you okay now? Have I entrusted Yao Yao to give you the medicine for the golden sore? Xingwang cousin, come and sit with me. My chair has a cushion, and your injury is not healed yet. Sitting on those hard chairs is not conducive to recovery. Lu Xingwang had just walked to the vicinity of the venue where the young children's physical fitness test was being conducted at the Lu family. Before he could even step into the crowd, the sound of questioning came rushing towards him. Thank you, cousin Xian. I have almost recovered and I don't feel much pain anymore. Jinqiu cousin, thank you for your healing medicine. Otherwise, I wouldn't have recovered so quickly. Thank you, thank you. Cousin LV Yang, you're too polite, but don't worry, my butt is still a bit sore, so I won't be polite to sit with you. For those greetings that rushed in, LV Xingwang tried his best to respond one by one. And while replying to them, I also couldn't forget to mutter in my heart. What's the situation? Aren't people of the same clan in the cultivation world supposed to engage in intrigue? Can't you tolerate me? Can't I tolerate you? Why is the LV family so harmonious among their people? Moreover, whether based on the original owner's memory or through on-site observation, it is not difficult to see that they are not being hypocritical. I'll go, this kind of unconventional card-playing operation has made me a bit uncomfortable. Haha. Cough. Just as LV Xingwang was scratching his head in confusion and feeling quite surprised, a strong cough suddenly came into his ears. Immediately, a tall and burly middle-aged man appeared in front of him. It's none other than LV Xiongfen, the father of LV Xingwang and the head of the LV family in his lifetime. Dad. Master. Lu Xingwang and a group of Lu family members quickly bowed and saluted. Let's all sit down. LV Xiongfen nodded slightly and patted LV Xingwang's shoulder lightly after everyone had settled down. Guan asked, Wanger, how are you doing? Are you feeling better? Thank you for Dad's concern, LV Xingwang grinned. The child is fine now. It's good if it's okay, LV Xiongfen nodded slightly again. Alright, you can just sit here and wait until we call you on stage to test. You can go up there for the last time. Hey. At this point, LV Xiongfen suddenly stopped and let out a long sigh. After glancing up at the children of the LV family around him, he left with his hands on his back. Although LV Xiongfen had not finished speaking, it was not difficult to guess from the sudden delay in his majestic figure. He must be feeling helpless and self-blaming for his son's only one chance left for a physical fitness test. However, in this matter, even a powerful figure like his own father is helpless. What can a newcomer like LV Xingwang, who is a time traveler, do? Isn't it just a matter of taking one step at a time and letting nature take its course? After LV Xiongfen left for a while, the annual physical fitness testing conference for young children of the LV family was about to officially begin. The person presiding over the conference is the second elder of the LV family. LV Dongting. Although he is younger than LV Xiongfen, he is less than 50 years old, but he is as thin as wood and has white hair and beard. Paired with his white long shirt, as he stood on the high platform, in a daze, he could truly give people a feeling of ethereal elegance. I saw him cough a few times first, adjust his state, and then lift his eyes to scan the children of the LV family under the high stage, and loudly say, Alright, everyone from the LV family. The physical fitness test conference for this year is about to begin. Please don't make any noise and sit down as soon as possible. After speaking, he gave a few breaths for the children of the LV family to sit quietly and wait for the scene to completely calm down before continuing. I won't say much else. As there are no new dolls added this year, all the children sitting here have testing experience. Anyway, according to the old rules, once I pronounce your name, you can come on stage and test it yourself. Whenever I ask you to put your hands on the testing stone, you can put them on it. When I ask you to move your hands away, you can move them away at any time. Do you understand? I understand. LV Xingwang and a group of young children from the LV family who participated in the physical fitness test responded in unison. Seeing that LV Xingwang and others were quite cooperative, LV Longteng nodded in satisfaction. Then he took a roster from the assistant beside him and said, "Since we all understand, let's start testing now." After speaking, he turned to the first page of the roster and loudly read, "LV Wei, come on stage to test, LV Daokuan, prepare in advance." "Yes, second elder." LV Wei stepped onto the stage and LV Daokuan stood up in response. "Alright, LV Wei, put your hands on the testing monument." After standing on stage for about 10 breaths, LV Longteng finally asked LV Wei to put his hand on the testing stone to start testing. "Yes, second elder." LV Wei responded by placing his hands on the pitch-black test stone tablet, closing his eyes, and waiting for LV Longteng's permission to move his hands away. After about 30 breaths, LV Longteng let out a light sigh and ordered LV Wei to move his hand away from the testing stone tablet. And after LV Wei finished the test, he said to the assistant responsible for recording on the side. Clan member LV Wei, male, currently 16 years old, test result. Ordinary constitution. LV Weidun stepped down and LV Daokuan took over. So, after testing one after another for almost half an hour, it was finally LV Xingwang's turn. Although none of the dozens of young children in the front could be tested for having a special physique, LV Longteng's face still exuded his iconic amiable smile. "Alright, Xingwang, put your hands up." "Yes, second elder." LV Xingwang finished responding without any delay and lightly placed his hands on the testing stone tablet. As soon as he touched it, he felt a warm and moist gas pouring into his body through his hands, making LV Xingwang feel extremely comfortable. However, before he had much time to fully experience the comfortable experience brought by this warm and moist gas, a mutation occurred. I saw the originally pitch-black test stone tablet suddenly turn bright and bloody. Under the bright red light, even LV Xingwang, who was testing with his eyes closed, noticed the bright red. Moreover, in addition to the bright red color noticed in his eyes, the screams and screams that filled his ears almost made him jump up and down in excitement. "Look, the test stone tablet has changed color. It's Xingwang cousin. Xingwang cousin has been tested for a special physique. Red, and it's still red. Hey, do you remember how our elders in the clan taught us?" I remember, they said that if the test stone turns green, it means that the tester is someone with a special constitution of yellow rank. If the test stone turns blue, it indicates that the tester is a person with a special constitution of the Xuanjie level. If the test stone turns purple, it means that the tester is a person with a special earthly constitution. What are you grinding and chattering about? Hurry up, talk about the key points. What does it mean when the test stone turns red? If the test stone turns red, it means that the tester is a person with a special constitution of the heavenly rank. Chapter 3. Tianjie Constitution. Shouqitian. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mom, it's actually a heavenly level constitution. My LV family has a person with a heavenly level constitution. It's really blessed by heaven. Yeah. Heavenly level constitution, doesn't that mean our LV family is about to rise rapidly and dominate this Linzhou city? Look at you, you're so petty. If you dominate Linzhou city in your heavenly level physique grows, let alone Linzhou city, even if it's our cloud empire, So powerful. Nonsense, can we call it heavenly rank constitution if it's not powerful? After the test stone tablet turned red, the scene really boiled up like it exploded. The intense cheers and lively discussions were as simple as waves sweeping across the land, covering the entire LV family. Moreover, not only the young children were excited, but even the elders of the LV family couldn't conceal their excitement and joined in this carnival. Especially LV Xiongfeng, the head of the LV family and the father of LV Xingwang, was crying with joy as he brushed his face with one hand. I am even happier than when I first married LV Xingwang and his mother. Prosperity. LV Dongting, the second elder of the LV family who presided over the physical fitness test conference, was also excited. Alright, that's it. Move your hands away. Yes, second elder. Lu Xingwang responded with excitement as he moved his hand away from the testing stone tablet and stood still on the side, waiting for Lu Dongting to announce the final test results. Prosperity, congratulations. Looking at LV Xingwang's rather obedient appearance, LV Dongting first smiled with a fondness for his beard. But just as he was about to congratulate LV Xingwang on measuring his heavenly level constitution, halfway through, his words suddenly came to an abrupt end. And not only LV Dongting, but also all the elders of the LV family, including LV Xiongfeng, at this moment, the excitement on their faces involuntarily turned into confusion and depression. How? How could it be like this? My goodness, why would it be like this? What's even more exaggerated is that as the head of the clan, LV Xiongfeng, at this moment, completely disregarded his face and dignity and plopped to kneel in place. Why? This. Why is this? LV Xiongfeng howled up to the sky, his voice filled with unwillingness and anger. At the same time, other elders of the LV family also kept lamenting and shaking their heads. At this point, if someone happens to pass by without a clear reason, they will definitely think that the LV family is hosting a funeral for whom? Second elder, what's wrong? What are you doing? Seeing this scene, LV Xingwang and the young children of the LV family didn't quite understand. Didn't it clearly indicate a special constitution? And it's also the highest heavenly level physique, why are all these elders in the clan unhappy all at once? Ah! LV Dongting did not answer LV Xingwang's question, but let out a long sigh and pointed to the testing stone beside him. Xingwang, ah! What's going on? Seeing him like this, LV Xingwang couldn't help but feel a bit anxious. While urging, he quickly turned his head to look at the testing stone beside him. I saw that the test stone tablet, which had just regressed from bright red like blood to pitch black like ink, turned into a white goose feather at this moment. And on top of this pristine and flawless surface, there are 3 big characters neatly written. Shouqitian. Shouqitian. LV Xingwang read these 3 big characters lightly, turned his head, and asked again with a puzzled expression, Second elder, what does Shouqitian mean? Xingwang, Shouqitian is the name of your constitution. For any special constitution, after the test is completed, the name of the constitution will be displayed on the test stone tablet, Lu Dongting replied. Any special physique will have its name displayed on the test stone tablet. On the other hand, if a name is displayed, it is a special physique. Since they have a special physique, why did Dad and the second elder suddenly turn from joy to sorrow, and even become so completely sad? After listening to LV Dongting's answer, LV Xingwang pondered in his heart for a while. Seeing no result, he had no choice but to continue seeking advice. Second elder, is this my special constitution? It's a special physique, LV Dongting nodded. Is that a heavenly constitution? LV Xingwang asked again. It's a heavenly constitution, LV Dongting nodded again. Since it is a special constitution and the most powerful Tianjie constitution among special constitutions, why are you 2 elders? LV Xingwang stretched his voice, although he didn't finish speaking, the meaning was already very clear. Ah. Faced with LV Xingwang's repeated questioning, LV Dongting finally gave the answer with a long sigh, because this heavenly level constitution is very weak, even inferior to an ordinary constitution. Is the Tianjie constitution not as good as the ordinary constitution? After learning the answer, LV Xingwang became even more confused and couldn't help but ask. Second Elder, how could it be possible? How could the heavenly rank constitution not compare to the ordinary constitution? Shouldn't it be the most powerful constitution? You're right, Xingwang. Generally speaking, no matter what special constitution it is, it will be stronger than the ordinary constitution. Even the yellow rank constitution will be much stronger than the ordinary constitution. At this point, LV Dongting paused for a moment, then slowly walked to the testing stone tablet and reached out to touch the 3 characters, Shouqitian, on the tablet, saying as he touched it. However, the only exception is the Tianjie constitution of longevity and uniformity. Why? Asked LV Xingwang. Looking at LV Xingwang's urgent expression, LV Dongting didn't rush to answer. Instead, he let out a sigh and asked, Xingwang, do you know what the 3 words longevity and Qi Tian mean? Xingwang doesn't know. LV Xingwang shook his head. This means immortality, Lu Dongting replied heavily. Immortal life. Upon hearing these 4 words, LV Xingwang couldn't help but show a hint of excitement on his face. However, while excited, he kept muttering in his heart. Immortality is not the lifelong pursuit of practitioners. What do you think of my father and the second elder? It seems that I am not willing to live forever. After murmuring, LV Xingwang's confusion inevitably deepened, and he quickly sought advice again. Second elder, is there anything wrong with immortality? We practice and seek. Usually, isn't this immortality? Ah. There's nothing bad about immortality, the bad thing is this physique. LV Dongting shook his head and sighed again. Poor physique. LV Xingwang still puzzled, second elder, where is this physique really bad? Also, since it is not good, how can it be classified as a heavenly level physique? The reason why the constitution of longevity Qi Tian is classified as a heavenly level constitution is because tens of thousands of years ago, this constitution was still very powerful. The owner not only has unlimited longevity from birth, but also has outstanding talents, which make them better at cultivation than ordinary people. However, I don't know what went wrong later on. People with this extremely strong physique, apart from having unlimited longevity, not only do their talents deteriorate, but even their physical strength weakens. Ordinary people will recover from typhoid fever in a day, while owners of Shouqi celestial bodies often need a week. After falling, ordinary people can stand up on their own, while owners of Shouqi celestial bodies often faint. Prosperity, you should know that immortality is not immortality. Without absolute strength, in such an era of the jungle, this kind of constitution is too easy to midway. Sigh. LV Dongting didn't continue further at this point, but regardless of whether he continued or not, LV Xingwang completely understood. That is to say, my heavenly level physique can indeed achieve immortality, but due to poor talent and physical toughness. Therefore, the probability of premature death is also very high. Is this my golden finger in Chapter 4? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A special constitution that is even weaker than ordinary constitution, and it is still a heavenly grade constitution. What situation? Hey, have you ever heard of it? No, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it either. Alright, don't ever hear of it here. Anyway, based on the reactions of the head of the family and several elders, this matter must not be wrong. Yeah. I didn't expect it. I thought it was a blessing from heaven that made my LV family produce a powerful figure with a heavenly level physique to lead our tribe to expand their territory. Unexpectedly, ah. Hey. Oh my goodness, why are you playing such a big joke on our LV family? What the hell is it? After listening to LV Dongting's explanation, the younger generation of the LV family, who had no clear reason at first, couldn't help but feel sad and upset, angry and unfair. No matter how depressed or unfair they may feel, things are just in front of them, and the elders in the clan may not be able to change. So what can they do? Alright, Wangner, come down. It took a full 15 minutes for LV Xiongfeng to emerge slightly from this immense emotional fluctuation. I saw him cough lightly twice and adjust his state, while gesturing for LV Xingwang to come down, and at the same time speaking to the LV family. Our descendants must remember that the matter of Xingwang testing this special physique must not be mentioned to outsiders. Otherwise, severe punishment will be imposed. Do you understand? I understand, Master. With a sigh, everyone responded respectfully. Upon seeing this, LV Xiongfeng nodded slightly before saying to the second elder of the LV family, LV Dongting, who was presiding over the meeting. Alright, Dongting, let's discuss this matter with Wangner after the conference. The testing conference has not ended yet. Now, let's continue testing. Yes, Master. Lu Dongting responded respectfully and lightly patted LV Xingwang's shoulder. Xingwang, go down first. Yes, second elder. LV Xingwang slowly stepped down with an extremely depressed mood. After returning to the crowd, facing the comfort and size of the crowd, he let out a bitter smile and kept muttering in his heart. What's this supposed to be? I just stood in the clouds for a while before falling straight to the bottom of the valley. Damn it, I admit the big gap, but is it necessary to fall so fast? It's too late to pretend. Damn it. Although in the subsequent testing process, a descendant of the LV family with a special physique was detected. However, due to the fact that the grade is only intermediate in the yellow level, it also caused a small sensation. Compared to the huge response caused by LV Xingwang earlier, it is not worth mentioning at all. After the test, LV Xingwang did not return to his room to rest. Instead, according to the original owner's memory, he came to a remote pond in the LV family's backyard. That is the place where LV Xingwang's soul pierces, and the original owner often comes when encountering sad and depressed things. No wonder my former owner would faint even if he fell in the thatched cottage. It's because of this Shouqitian physique that's causing trouble for a long time. It has the characteristic of immortality that most people dream of, but it has a weak physique and a talent for garbage. My physical condition is not good, and my natural talent is not good. If it weren't for the wealthy family, I would probably be able to burp my butt if I felt a little uncomfortable. But then again, isn't it that I'm in a wealthy family? Although the journey of cultivation may be bumpy, being a carefree young master for a lifetime seems quite good. As long as the family's fortune does not decline, as long as there is no war in the world, as long as. But the second elder clearly said that this is a world of the fittest. Can there be such harmony? If there is no strong self-protection ability, the probability of being killed by someone must be much higher than burping due to a cold. Hey! Sitting by the edge of the pond, LV Xingwang gently stirred the water surface with a branch in his hand, murmuring. After a long sigh, he threw away the branch in his hand and carefully examined his reflection in the water. Handsome is truly handsome. If the world were to distinguish a person's strength based on their appearance, with my current appearance, I wouldn't be able to run away. I would definitely be in the realm of the emperor. It's just a pity, this is not a world of beauty, but hey. Is this? Just as LV Xingwang was regretting that his handsome face had taken on the wrong world, suddenly, something reflected in the water caught his attention. Well. Why is this thing so like the tower pendant I bought in TikTok Mall in my previous life? At the same time, LV Xingwang didn't hesitate for a moment, so he quickly withdrew his head and began to search around his neck. Not long after, he really held a small tower pendant in his hand, and as he played with it, he kept muttering. It's really the small tower pendant that I bought in TikTok Mall. It's made of brass, the size of your thumb, and is of exquisite workmanship. It's lifelike. But I clearly entered this world through soul-piercing. Since it is soul-piercing, how could I possibly carry external objects? I couldn't even travel with a commonly used device like a mobile phone, but it happened that this thing came with me. Isn't this small tower pendant extraordinary? Is it my golden finger? With this in mind, Xingwang's depressed mood due to being tested for a longevity Qi-Tian physique dissipated instantly, and he began to study the small tower pendant in his hand more carefully. However, no matter how much he studies it, apart from feeling that it is well crafted and worth it, he has not been able to discover anything else. There was no summoning of the grandfather inside, nor was there any release of divine beasts or treasures. It seems that I overthought it. After studying for another 15 minutes, Xingwang saw that the small tower pendant in his hand remained unchanged. He had no choice but to shake his head and bury it in his collar. Hey! If only I could go inside the tower and see what's going on. Put away the small tower pendant, let out a long sigh, but just as he was about to get up and walk back. Suddenly, a faint red light burst out from the small tower, and then quickly returned to the tower with his divine sense. What is this place? Looking at the sudden unfamiliar environment in front of him, Xingwang couldn't help but feel a bit confused. Can you say? I've traveled again. Welcome to the inner world of Taihuang Tower. Just as Xingwang was lost in thought, suddenly a sweet and incredibly sweet female voice came to his ears. Welcome to the inner world of Taihuang Tower. Xingwang first repeated this sentence and then looked around to find the source of the sentence. However, no matter how he searched, he saw that everything around him was bare, so he was unable to find it. So, I saw him choose a direction and ask directly, Who? Who is talking? It's me. The woman's voice responded leisurely once again. Who are you? Xingwang asked again. Who am I? Who am I? Upon hearing Xingwang's question, for some reason, the woman's voice suddenly became quite panicked and anxious, as if she had lost her memory. After a long time, I finally saw her give a soft nod as if remembering, and she replied. I remember, my name is Lily and I sell goods. Selling goods. Xingwang didn't quite understand. Lily, you said you were selling goods, but this place is bare and there is nothing to sell. Who said there's no more goods to sell? While Lily responded, she saw several rows of containers suddenly appearing out of thin air around the originally bare surroundings. And at the back of one row of containers, there stands a girl named Luoli with long red hair. Chapter 5. Tailored Design. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wow! How beautiful! Xingwang opened his mouth wide and stared in shock. For a long time, he reluctantly let out a slightly obscene shout. But then again, it's not entirely his fault. Who made Lily look so beautiful? A fair face, fiery long hair, delicate facial features, and petite figure. And, most importantly, although Lily's figure is petite, it is definitely remarkable. Protrusive and cocky, exquisite, in a trance, Xingwang inadvertently thought of a TikTok female net star in the past. Xiaofanfan. However, although their figures are similar, Lily's face is much more beautiful than Xiaofan's. How could there be such a beautiful woman in this world? The word beauty may not have been specifically created for her, right? Xingwang muttered again, and at the same time, he generously cast all his gaze on her. So much so that those containers were square or round or flat, that for the first time, Xingwang's heart was completely numb. Until a moment later, Lily flicked open her slightly obstructed red bangs and whimpered again. Alright, dear customer. Now that we have the goods, we don't know what your customer wants to buy. Upon hearing this question, Xingwang just withdrew some of his gaze from her and turned to the containers, asking in reverse. Lily, what are you selling in this container? Anything related to cultivation is basically there, such as pills, cultivation props, techniques, spiritual skills. In short, everything is there, Lily replied. So impressive. After listening to Lily's answer, LV Xingwang's interest instantly rose. So, Sister Lily, how do you usually sell these goods? Are you trading with spirit stones? I don't accept spirit stones here, Lily smiled and waved her hand. Is that in gold coins? LV Xingwang asked again. No. Lily smiled and waved her hand again, I don't accept coins here either. Well, after guessing twice but not correctly, LV Xingwang didn't want to continue guessing and asked, Lily, what do you take here? Take my life, I only take my life here. Lily blinked and said seriously, so, if you want to buy something from me, you need to pay with your life. Pay with my life. LV Xingwang was puzzled. Lily, how should I pay with my life? Is it possible that every time I buy something, I have to cut a piece of meat off my body to give it to you? No, 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 no. Lily shook her head. It's not like that, distinguished guest. When I say, pay with your life, I mean Shouyuan. Speaking of which, Lily paused for a moment before reaching out and taking out a palm-sized card from her pocket, then continued. The crystal card in my hand is called the reincarnation card, which can automatically draw corresponding longevity yuan from the buyer based on the value of the goods I sell here, without the buyer damaging their physical body. Automatically extracting Shouyuan. Damn it, is it so magical? Looking at the black card that Lily was holding with 2 fingers, LV Xingwang couldn't help but praise it, and then muttered in his heart. Using longevity yuan as currency to purchase goods, I come with a longevity qi tian physique, immortality, and unlimited longevity yuan. This. Isn't it equivalent to those super rich people on the Blue Star in their past lives, with unlimited money, you can buy whatever you want? Haha. Haha. These golden fingers are simply tailor-made for me. They fit perfectly, they really fit perfectly. With this golden finger by my side, I'm still worried and depressed. Taking off, isn't that a matter of time? After muttering a little, LV Xingwang first approached a container with an extremely excited heart. Then he looked at the goods inside the container and asked. Lily, how much Shouyuan does the goods sold in this cabinet cost? Not necessarily. Lily smiled slightly at LV Xingwang, what is sold in this container are all martial arts. Depending on their attributes and levels, the price is basically between 10 to 100 years old. Between 10 and 100 years. LV Xingwang muttered and asked again, so, Sister Lily, what are the basic attributes and levels of martial arts sold in this cabinet? In terms of attributes, there are only 5 more conventional types in this container. Gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Lily still maintained her charming smile, and in terms of levels, they are from low to high, from yellow level to high level. The highest level is only the Xian level advanced. Regarding Lily's answer, LV Xingwang couldn't help feeling a bit disappointed. Because nowadays he doesn't care about price, he only cares about the performance and strength of the goods. Not to mention that the most expensive technique in this container has only been sold for 100 years, even if it's 1,000 or 10,000 years, he can still afford it. After all, he possesses endless longevity, which is equivalent to possessing endless wealth here. But the current situation is that he is holding a lot of money in his hand and cannot buy anything more expensive or better. The most expensive advanced technique of the Xuanjie level, which has only been sold for 100 years, is indeed a bit cheap based on the wealth value that LV Xingwang currently possesses. What about these 2 containers? Lu Xingwang, who looked a bit disappointed, walked up to another container. Lily, what are the items sold in these 2 containers? How many years will it take for the most expensive one? The container on the left sells pills and some medicinal herbs, with grades ranging from grade 1 to grade 6 and prices ranging from 10 to 100 years old. Lily introduced the container on the left side and then continued to introduce the container on the right side. The items sold in this container are mostly cultivation props, with grades ranging from 1st to 6th grade and prices ranging from 10 to 100 years old. Isn't there anything more expensive? After Lily introduced 3 containers, Xingwang couldn't help but ask, seeing that the grades of the goods sold didn't seem particularly high. There are naturally more expensive goods, but they are not on this floor of the Taihuang Tower. Lily flicked her long red hair and smiled, saying, "If a valued customer wants to buy more expensive and better goods, they will have to go to the higher floors of Taihuang Tower. So how can I go up to a higher level?" Xingwang looked around and showed a puzzled expression. "I haven't seen any stairs around here either. When your esteemed guest has spent over 5 million years with me, the stairs will naturally appear," Lily said. "Spending over 5 million years. Isn't that a matter of minutes for me?" Xingwang laughed heartily and without delay, he immediately started purchasing. "Lily, let's not choose any more. I'll take all the goods in these containers and pack them up." "Is it all true?" Lily didn't seem surprised by Xingwang's extravagance, but smiled slightly. "No problem, dear customer, but you still need to verify before making a purchase." "Verify? Verify what?" Xingwang was puzzled. "Verify if my Shouyuan balance is enough to pay. If the balance of Shouyuan is enough to pay for this round of reincarnation card, it can be verified." Lily waved her hand. "What I want to verify is whether you have the purchasing qualification, dear customer." Note: the level classification of martial arts and spiritual skills is the same as that of special constitutions. From high to low, there are 4 major levels of heaven, earth, and Xianhuang, each of which is further subdivided into 3 levels: lower, middle, and upper. In addition, martial arts are the foundation for practicing spiritual skills. For example, only after practicing metal martial arts can one practice and use metal spiritual skills. Of course, a person can specialize in one type of practice and only practice and use single attribute spiritual skills based on that practice. They can also cultivate and use various attribute spiritual skills based on the cultivation of various techniques. It is still necessary to consider and make decisions based on many factors such as the practitioner's physical condition, talent, background, and opportunities. Pills, medicinal herbs, and cultivation props, from low to high, are of grades 1 to 9, respectively. As for the 9th grade up, is there anything even more powerful, but it is the impermanence of the heavens and cannot be leaked. Chapter 6, Then I'll Call You Wangwang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What does it mean to purchase qualifications? After listening to Lily's answer, Xingwang first pondered in a confused low voice, and after understanding it, he widened his eyes in surprise and said, Sister Lily, are you saying you want to verify if I have any purchase restrictions?" "Exactly." Lily nodded. "I really want to verify if I have any purchase restrictions." Xingwang's mouth curved into a bitter smile. "No, Lily, why are you doing this like selling houses in the central area of Linzhou City? There's also a mention of purchase restrictions." At this point, Xingwang paused for a moment and then, after extending his head 2 inches forward, continued in a playful tone. "Lily, do you still need to have a local household registration and be married to buy things from you?" "Don't be so troublesome," Lily waved her hand and smiled. "If a distinguished guest wants to buy something on my level, they only need to meet certain requirements in terms of realm." "To reach a certain level of requirement." Xingwang muttered and quickly asked, "So, Sister Lily, what level do I need to reach in order to consume with you?" "At this level, as long as the realm reaches the 5th grade entry level or above, you can purchase goods with a value of 30 years or less. If the realm reaches the 6th level entry level realm but is less than the 1st level Kaiyuan realm, you can purchase goods with a value of less than 50 years. If the realm reaches the level of 1 grade Kaiyuan, but is less than the level of 1 grade Xingshi, you can purchase goods with a value of less than 80 years. If the realm reaches the level of first-rank scholar or above, you can purchase all the goods on this level. Of course, the prerequisite is that you can afford to pay enough longevity yuan for your esteemed guest. Although Lily said a lot in one breath, after some contemplation, Xingwang quickly sorted out the rules and saw him retract his head and say, "Lily, according to your instructions, if I want to consume from you, I need to at least reach the level of 5th grade entry. Level, right?" "Exactly." Lily nodded. "Okay. I got it." Upon hearing Lily's affirmative reply, Xingwang sighed helplessly before saying, "Well, Sister Lily, you don't need to verify anymore. My current level is the 3rd level entry. Level, so I have been restricted from purchasing." Sigh. "It's okay, distinguished guest." Lily smiled and comforted Xingwang, "When you reach your level, distinguished guest, you can come in again. It seems like that's all we can do." After agreeing, Xingwang suddenly remembered something and let out a soft sigh before continuing, "By the way, Sister Lily, when I have reached my level, how should I come in here?" "How did you get in this time?" "Just do it the next time," Lily replied. "The key." Xingwang scratched his head with a silly smile, "I'm not quite sure how I got in today." "Is that so?" Lily widened her eyes and looked at Xingwang with a hint of curiosity. "If your esteemed guest wants to come in, you just need to have this thought in your heart. Just need to generate thoughts of wanting to come in your mind." "That's right." "Okay, Sister Lily, I understand." Xingwang nodded and asked again, "So if I want to leave, do I just need to form a desire to leave in my heart?" "Yes," Lily nodded and said with a smile, "How about it, distinguished guest? It's very convenient, isn't it?" "It's really convenient," Xingwang smiled back at Lily. "Lily, since I was restricted from purchasing today, if there's nothing else, I'll go back first. It's been a long time since I've been here, and it's not good for the people of the Wani tribe to be anxious because they can't find me. Don't worry, distinguished guest." Lily waved her hand and stopped Xingwang, who was about to turn around. "You just came here with your divine sense, and your physical body didn't come in." "Didn't my physical body come in?" Xingwang muttered, "Isn't that more troublesome? My physical body is now standing foolishly outside." "Don't worry, esteemed guest." Lily waved her hand again, "The time inside the Taihuang Tower is not the same as outside. Even if you stay inside the Taihuang Tower for 10 or 8 years, the outside will still be the same as when you came in, esteemed guest." "Is it so magical?" Upon hearing Lily's mention of this feature, Xingwang almost jumped up in excitement and only heard him say, "Lily, does that mean that as long as I encounter a strong enemy who cannot defeat me, I can come here to practice, and wait until I can defeat him before going out? Anyway, no matter how long I practice here, the outside time is still the moment I come in." "No. It's not like that." After hearing Xingwang's beautiful wish, Lily waved her hand again. "It's not allowed to practice in the Taihuang Tower." "Can't you practice?" Xingwang said dejectedly, "Okay, if you can't practice, then you can't practice. It's okay, after all, you can still buy things, right? Your esteemed guest, it seems that you are somewhat disappointed with my answer just now." Looking at Xingwang's dejected expression, Lily smiled and joked, then said, "Well, although according to regulations, you may not be able to purchase the goods from me today, as a first visit, I still have a small gift for you. Do you have any gifts?" Upon hearing the gift, 2 greedy lights burst out from Xingwang's eyes. "Lily, what gift is it?" "Dang dang dang dang. That's it." With Lily's witty remark, a small black box also appeared on the surface of the container between her and Xingwang. "Is this Xingwang stared at the small box, but was not in a hurry to get it. "This is a space ring," Lily said as she gently opened the small box. After opening the box, she turned her mouth to Xingwang and said, "How do you like it?" "A black space ring." Xingwang was not in a hurry to express his liking for the gift Lily gave him. Instead, he took it out of the box and played with it while muttering softly. "How could there be a black space ring? How much can this thing hold? It's hard to say." Upon hearing Xingwang's murmur, Lily smiled and said, "If used improperly, even a grain of rice cannot fit inside. But if used well, even if it can fit the entire Kangwan continent, it is not a problem." So powerful. In addition to being excited, Xingwang almost couldn't resist rushing over to give Lily a few fierce kisses on her delicate, porcelain doll-like face as a gesture of gratitude. However, fortunately he managed to hold on to it in time, so all he did in the end was to repeatedly thank Lily and ask for her advice while thanking her. "So, Sister Lily, how can I make good use of it?" "This is your own business, distinguished guest." Lily apologized with a smile, "I can't help you." "All right." Xingwang put the ring and the small box in his arms. "Thank you again, Sister Lily. Also, Sister Lily, can I make a request to you?" "Dear guest, please speak up." "My request is, Sister Lily, can you stop calling me VIP in the future? It sounds strange." Xingwang extended his right hand to shake hands with the other person and said, "My name is Xingwang. Lily, you can call me Xiaolu, Xiaowang, Xingwang, Wang. You can all. Then I'll call you Wangwang." At the same time, Lily smiled and extended her jade-like right hand, gently clasping it with Xingwang's right hand. Chapter 7. Naming. Black Hole. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It has to be said that the natural talent of this longevity Qi-Tian physique is really poor. We are already 18 years old, and the realm is only the third level entry. Level realm, which is even worse than the ordinary physique. However, it doesn't matter anymore. When I reach the 5th grade entry. Level and can buy things from Sister Lily, my physical advantage can be fully utilized. What I need to do now is to work hard and strive to reach the shopping threshold of 5th grade entry as soon as possible. Strolling from the backyard to the room, Xingwang was playing with the space ring that Lily had given him, while muttering to himself. After murmuring, he picked up a stone from the ground and tried to fit it into the space ring according to the usage method in the original owner's memory. However, despite repeated attempts, it was not successful. So he had to throw the stone far away and start studying the space ring in his hand again. The black space ring is really unheard of in this world. According to the original owner's memory, the grades between spatial rings are indeed divided by color, and this is not wrong. But from low to high, there are only 5 colors. Green, blue, purple, yellow, and red, yet I have never heard of the saying, black. According to the original owner's memory, there will be significant differences in the capacity of the space ring due to different levels. For example, a green space ring has a capacity approximately equivalent to a carriage, while a blue space ring has a capacity approximately equivalent to a room. Even the highest level red space ring has a capacity equivalent to a small town. Why did Lily say that the black space ring she gave me, if used properly, would not be a problem even if it could hold the entire Kangwan continent? But I just tried for a while, but I couldn't even fit a stone inside. Lily, she shouldn't be fooling me because I read too little, right? After all, research has been fruitless. However, for the sake of this ring being black and unadorned, while putting it on his finger, Xingwang also gave it a beautiful name. Black hole. Firstly, describe its color, and secondly, I hope it can hold like a black hole. Third young master, third young master. Just as LV Xingwang was proud of his superb naming skills, the voice of the maid Yao Yao suddenly drifted over from a distance. What's wrong, Yao Yao? LV Xingwang looked at Yao Yao, whose chest was heaving violently due to running over all the way, and couldn't help but feel curious. Is something wrong? Master. Master called you over. Yao Yao said as she stroked and pressed her chest to recover. I said I have something to tell you. Do you have something to tell me? LV Xingwang murmured and asked, Yao Yao, did my father say what it was? The master didn't say anything. Yao Yao shook her head. However, third young master, the master is still waiting in the hall. Why don't you hurry over there? Okay. LV Xingwang nodded and said, let's go over now. As one of the three major families in Linzhou City, the LV family naturally built a magnificent and domineering house. Let's leave aside other places for now. Just talk about the LV family's conference hall, which has an area of over 800 square meters and can accommodate hundreds of people at the same time. High domes, large windows, giant columns, carved beams, these things all represent its owner, a person of noble status. At this moment, this noble person sat on the innermost chair in the hall, propping his elbows on the armrests and his palms on his head, dozing off. Dad, you're looking for me. Although he couldn't bear to disturb LV Xiongfeng's rest, after entering the hall, LV Xingwang still called out. You're here, Wang'er. LV Xiongfeng adjusted his sitting posture. Where did you go after the physical fitness test? It's because my father sent several waves of people but couldn't find you. The child went around the backyard. Lu Xingwang responded and quickly asked, Dad, what's going on? Do you want the child to come here to talk? The reason why I invited you to this hall is mainly because my father and your second uncle have just finished discussing things here, LV Xiongfeng said as he stood up and walked to LV Xingwang. Come, Wang'er, don't worry, sit down first. Yes, Dad. Although LV Xingwang responded, he, who understood etiquette, waited for LV Xiongfeng to sit down before sitting down. Seeing this, LV Xiongfeng nodded quite satisfied before saying. The matter of physical fitness testing has already passed, Wang'er. This is the end of the matter, so don't be too sad. Moreover, I have already discussed with your second uncle and they. As long as you are willing to cultivate, the family will definitely provide you with protection. Thank you, Dad. LV Xingwang stood up to thank him. Sit down, Wang'er. Why do we need to say the word thank you between father and son? LV Xiongfeng pressed down and gestured for LV Xingwang to sit down, saying, Wang'er, it's 18 this year. LV Xingwang didn't quite understand what LV Xiongfeng meant, thinking to himself, how old is your son? Can you, as a father, still not know? Wang'er, do you know that when you were so old, my father had already married your mother? LV Xiongfeng chuckled. And his smile finally made LV Xingwang know why he called himself here. It's nothing else, it's just a marriage promotion. When organizing the original owner's memory, LV Xingwang did not find anything related to marriage. Does it mean that there are any agreements about dolls that the original owner was unaware of? If there are any, usually speaking, the other party is likely to be a beautiful woman. Booyah! You've made a fortune. LV Xingwang made a gesture of encouragement in his heart, and the excitement on his face were almost hard to conceal. However, unfortunately, his excitement only lasted for less than 2 breaths before being disrupted by LV Xiongfeng's next question. Wang'er, my father asked you, do you have a girl you like? Do I have a girl I like? What do you mean? Didn't you, as a father, arrange for me? After hearing LV Xiongfeng's question, LV Xingwang couldn't help but mutter to himself, then shook his head and said. If I go back to my father, there is no girl that the child likes. LV Xiongfeng didn't seem surprised by LV Xingwang's answer. He just nodded lightly and said, all right, let your third uncle take you to the Drunken Tower in a few days. Drunken Tower. LV Xingwang's face showed a hint of confusion. Dad, why do you want the child to go there? What else can we do to go to Zuihua building? LV Xiongfen lightly patted LV Xingwang's shoulder. Of course, we're going to make friends and talk to each other. Chapter 8. Drunken Blossom Tower. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. For LV Xiongfen, it is recommended to go out and explore more when you have time, especially when it comes to making friends in places like Zuihua Tower. Although LV Xingwang was somewhat unhappy in his heart, he did not reject it. Because he knew that as a father, LV Xiongfen was doing it for his good and considering it for him. Who gave him the last chance to test his physical fitness in this life, and found a heavenly level physique that was not as good as ordinary physique, basically equivalent to a useless person. As a useless person and also a long-lived weak useless person, if you don't find ways to make more friends and flirt with a few girls. How should we spend the long years ahead safely? Even though the LV family is one of the 3 major families in Linzhou City, they dare not boast that they can guarantee him a worry-free life. Moreover, the LV family has the following ancestral motto. Any child of the LV family who has reached the age of 18 but has not yet developed a special physique, or whose personal strength has not reached the level of 5th grade entry level, regardless of their identity, must be sent to various industries of the LV family to help take care of their business. Therefore, in the long run, if LV Xingwang wants to live well, he still needs to rely on himself to develop relationships, expand networks, and combine internal and external factors in order to be feasible. Of course, LV Xiongfeng's proactive thinking was based on his lack of knowledge that LV Xingwang had a perfect match with his golden finger, the Taihuang Tower. If I knew, I probably wouldn't be in such a hurry to urge LV Xingwang to make more friends outside when he has nothing to do. There are many friends and multiple paths. However, speaking again, if LV Xiongfeng didn't know, he wouldn't have known. LV Xingwang wouldn't have told him about this. After all, this is not only his biggest secret now, but also his biggest reliance on walking in the world in the future. Although the name of Zuihua Tower contains the word Zui, in fact, it is not a restaurant, but a tea house. As for the location, it is located on Changle Street, one of the most famous streets in Linzhou City, which is quite close to the LV family. However, although this Drunken Hua building is not far from the LV family, it is not their industry. Moreover, the other 2 families of the 3 major families in Linzhou City, the Zhao and Chen families, are also not its masters. It is said that this Drunken Hua building was founded by a foreign force, and the owner's surname is Bai. The specific name is not clear, and it is not certain whether it is male or female. Because in the more than 10 years since the establishment of Zuihua building, this white boss has never appeared. So, although there is a constant stream of guests visiting here every day, and many of these guests have also been specifically inquired about. But to this day, it seems that no one knows the true identity of the owner of the Drunken Hua Tower, including the 3 major families in Linzhou City, including LV Xingwang and his family. It is precisely because of this mystery that the 3 major families, who symbolize the strength and status of Linzhou City, cannot help but hold a trace of respect for such a small tea house. At noon 5 days later, following his father's orders, LV Xingwang and 2 young children of the LV family came to the Drunken Hua building after completing their cultivation lessons. Looking at the inconspicuous 3-story building in front of him, LV Xingwang struggled to search for it in his mind for a while, only to find that there were not many descriptions of it in the original owner's memory. Apart from hearing that the tea in this tea house is very expensive, and the maids and tea masters are all very beautiful, there is basically nothing else. Well. Third uncle. After looking at the Drunken Hua Tower for a moment and searching for memories for a while, LV Xingwang turned to the 3 elders of the LV family who brought him over. LV Mingyu. And asked, "Shall we go in now?" "You guys just need to go in," LV Mingyu stroked his big belly. "I'm not used to drinking tea, but the roast duck from Zhu Chuanda across the street is more suitable for me." After speaking, without delay, Lu Mingyu lifted his pants and shook them as he headed towards the restaurant called Jukan opposite the Drunken Hua Tower. And on the way, he still reminded him, Xingwang, Xiaocheng, Xiaochao, just drink your tea and talk about your friends. Don't worry about Uncle San or me. When the sun sets, we can gather here and go back. Is that clear? Yes, third uncle. LV Xingwang bowed in response and quickly entered the Zuehua building after watching LV Mingyu enter the Jukan restaurant. Notice to tea guests. Firstly, do not engage in unauthorized fighting. Secondly, do not extravagantly waste. Thirdly, do not. Just as he crossed the threshold of the Drunken Hua building under the enthusiastic reception of a maid named Shouyuan, before he could step into the main hall, LV Xingwang's gaze was attracted by a white background with black letters hanging on the wall. What's wrong? Sister Yuer, do you still have to follow so many rules when drinking tea here? After going through the article called Notice to Tea Guests from top to bottom, LV Xingwang quickly called Yuer, who was responsible for receiving them, and asked. Young Master LV San should be visiting our Drunken Hua Tower for the first time. Yuer gave a sweet smile, and her two shallow dimples were very charming. She only heard her say. This rule has been in place since the opening of the building, and its purpose is naturally to create a safer and more comfortable tea-tasting environment for guests. Do you recognize me? Seeing Yuer being able to reveal her identity directly, LV Xingwang couldn't help feeling a bit surprised in an instant. However, after only a moment of surprise, he soon felt relieved. After all, he is the son of the head of the LV family, one of the three major families in Linzhou City. Although his cultivation level is not very high, he can at least be considered a person in the city. So, what's so strange about being recognized by this welcoming maid named Yuer? Young Master LV San laughed. Yuer smiled sweetly again. How could anyone in Linzhou City not know you? After speaking, he yawned and continued to ask. I just don't know what kind of tea would you like to drink, young Master LV, this is your first time visiting our Drunken Hua building. Let's ask these two cousins, I can do both. LV Xingwang pointed to LV Cheng and LV Chao standing on his left and right sides, responding gracefully. And while answering, I couldn't help but mutter to myself. No wonder Uncle San can rest assured that we, the younger generation, come in alone to drink tea. It turns out that the first rule of this Drunken Hua building is not to fight. How dare you establish so many rules when opening a tea house, and you're not afraid of others and not following them? It seems that the strength of this Drunken Hua building is very extraordinary. Interesting, this place is really interesting, but why didn't the original owner know to come and play in such an interesting place before? Waste, proper waste. Chapter 9. Zhao Longteng. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After some research, LV Cheng and LV Chao ultimately chose the Chunlan Tea House located on the second floor of Zuehua building. As for the tea variety, I chose Taiping Hokue, which has a strong aroma and flavor. The so-called tea room does not refer to a traditional private room, but a large living room. There are a total of 10 tea tables inside, divided into 2 rows, each with 5 tables, and each table has 4 seats. Therefore, if calculated by seat, a tea room can accommodate up to 40 tea guests at the same time. 3 guests. After leading LV Xingwang and his companions to the door of the Chunlan tea house, Yuer first bowed to them and then said. I can only serve the 3 guests here. Next, it's the sister in the tea house who will be responsible for serving. Thank you, Sister Yuer. LV Xingwang smiled and thanked her, then walked in with LV Chao and LV Cheng after Yuer pushed open the door of the tea room. After entering the tea room, a woman dressed in emerald green basket clothes quickly greeted her with a smile. 3 guests, my servant Linger, are the tea attendants specifically responsible for serving the tea guests in the Chunlan tea house. Please, 3 guests. Thank you, Sister Linger. While thanking her, LV Xingwang couldn't have missed the opportunity to appreciate beautiful women. After a moment, the summary is as follows. Although this Linger's age is similar to that of Yuer just now, in terms of demeanor and physique, she seems to be more enchanting than Yuer. After admiring Linger's graceful figure, LV Xingwang looked at the other tea guests in the tea room. I saw that most of them were not only young people of their own age, but also dressed in gorgeous clothes. At first glance, it is clear that they are all young masters and ladies from wealthy families in the city of Linzhou, either rich or noble. However, this is also normal. The tea prices in Zuihua Tower are so high, it's not just about being rich or expensive, how could you afford to drink it? LV Xingwang glanced over these young masters and found that there was not much information about them in the original owner's memory. Except for a few who can be called by name, most of them actually don't know each other. It seems that my original owner is likely to be the same as me, otaku who doesn't really like going out. After surveying more than 10 tea guests present, LV Xingwang muttered to himself before preparing to sit down and enjoy tea. But just as he was about to sit down with a flick of his clothes, a sharp male voice suddenly sounded from the opposite seat. Hey, who should I be? Isn't this the third young master of the LV family? Oh, so it's Mr. Zhao. LV Xingwang stopped his seat and responded to the person who had just spoken. This is one of the very few people present who can be called by name, Zhao Longteng, the second son of Zhao Lichuan, one of the three major families in Linzhou City. I heard that he reached the 8th level entry-level realm when he was 16 years old, and now he has only turned 18 in a few months, and his cultivation has already reached the 1st level Kaiyuan realm. Even if you look at the entire city of Linzhou, you can still be called a rare genius. However, this genius Zhao Longteng returned to the geniuses, but because the relationship between the Zhao and LV families was not usually very harmonious, he did not treat the LV family's peers very well. But now, he is willing to take the initiative to stand up and greet LV Xingwang. It seems that things are not as simple as they seem on the surface. Sure enough, after 3 breaths, Zhao Longteng's folding fan suddenly opened with a pop sound, and his tone was somewhat sinister. Young Master LV San, why do you have time to come to this Drunken Hua Tower for tea today? I remember you didn't like this kind of activity very much, did you? After asking, without waiting for LV Xingwang's answer, he shook his head again and began to clarify himself. Oh, I understand now. Young Master LV San, did you seize the opportunity to come out for leisure because you knew you couldn't be a young master for a few days? Upon hearing Zhao Longteng's mockery, before LV Xingwang could retaliate, his cousin LV Chao sitting next to him had already stood up. He pointed his finger at Zhao Longteng's nose and asked angrily, "What do you mean, Zhao? Speak clearly. What do you mean?" "Oh, I don't know what I meant earlier." Zhao Longteng shook his fan and smiled, looking at LV Xingwang. "Young Master LV, do you know?" Looking at Zhao Longteng's despicable appearance, to be honest, LV Xingwang felt both angry and amused. Angry, as soon as I entered the door, before I could sit down and drink tea, I was inexplicably mocked by the other party. It's funny that Zhao Longteng is at least one of the few people his original owner knows, and can barely be considered an acquaintance. As an acquaintance, I immediately mocked myself. It can be imagined that my life as the original owner was quite miserable. Although following his father's orders, LV Xingwang's trip should have come to make more friends. Although according to convention, in the early stages of crossing, the focus should be on sexual development. But who made this guy named Zhao Longteng so cheap? Therefore, as a traveler with powerful golden fingers, LV Xingwang wouldn't get used to him and let him bully him. So, he saw LV Xingwang grin and casually reply. "How could I know what you mean when the language between humans and livestock is not compatible? Do you dare to call me a livestock?" Zhao Longteng was furious when he saw that LV Xingwang dared to call himself. However, just as he was about to erupt, Linger, standing in the middle of the 2 rows of seats, suddenly opened her arm and gently intervened, saying, "Zhao Gongzi and LV Gongzi, since the 2 young masters have chosen to come to my Drunken Hua Tower to taste tea, please abide by the rules of my Drunken Hua Tower. If you want to fight, I will invite the 2 young masters from my Drunken Hua Tower. Although Ling'er didn't finish speaking, the meaning was already very clear. If LV Xingwang and Zhao Longteng continue to argue or even provoke more intense conflicts, I'm sorry, I can only invite them out. Upon hearing Ling'er's words, LV Xingwang, who had taken advantage of it, didn't say anything more. Moreover, although he carries a golden finger, he is still unable to utilize it at present, and if he really wants to fight, he will inevitably suffer losses. Therefore, when it's time to keep a low profile after retrieving the venue, he is still willing to keep a low profile. Although Zhao Longteng still couldn't accept it in his heart, due to the rules of the Drunken Hua building, he could only temporarily tolerate being scolded. However, to be patient was to be patient, but the words spoken by Zhao Longteng when he took his seat with the fan still puzzled LV Xingwang. Young Master LV San, cherish your last moments as a young master of the LV family. Don't worry about it. Stop talking, huh. Looking at Zhao Longteng's somewhat inexplicable expression, LV Xingwang couldn't help but feel a hint of confusion on his face. He couldn't help but mutter to himself. What exactly does this guy mean? Why do I always feel strange? In theory, even if I am sent to take care of the family business due to clan rules and cannot practice better, he doesn't need to be so happy. Is it difficult? Does he want to take advantage of me not being in the clan's territory and not being able to get good protection from the family, and then give me a hard time? Is there such a big grudge between me and him? Chapter 10. Lan Ruowei. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ling'er's sister. After LV Xingwang and Zhao Longteng sat down again, a young man dressed in a golden short coat with outstretched muscles suddenly stood up and said. This person has already sat down for quite some time. Should we announce today's tea party event? Young Master Yang, don't worry. Ling'er slightly yawned at the man in the short coat. There is another guest who has already booked a seat and hasn't arrived yet. We need to wait a little longer. Who is it? Who hasn't arrived? Is it so prestigious? Tell so many of us to wait for him. That's right, Ling'er Mississippi, quickly tell us who exactly belongs to that family. This is such a big face, isn't it? There are people from all 3 major families here, but he didn't come. Why? Is it difficult for today's event? Is he the protagonist? After listening to Ling'er's answer, in an instant, many of the people sitting inside expressed their dissatisfaction. They are all young masters and ladies from wealthy families, so this is also normal. After all, on weekdays, only others wait for their share, how could they wait for others? However, compared to some anxious young masters and ladies, LV Xingwang's concern at this moment was somewhat different from theirs. He is concerned about the upcoming activities, whether they are interesting or not. He turned to look at LV Cheng and LV Wei sitting on his right side and asked, Cousin, what kind of activities are usually held in this Drunken Hua building? Not necessarily. LV Cheng took a sip of his tea. We haven't come here many times, and this place doesn't hold events every day, so we don't know much about it. But it's said that there are all kinds of activities. LV Wei took the conversation, such as spiritual skill exchanges, exploration of cultivation experiences, research on alchemy in alchemy, and so on. So much. After listening to LV Cheng and LV Wei's answers, LV Xingwang's interest couldn't help but increase. He shook his head and laughed several times. It's interesting, it's interesting. After laughing, Ling'er's answer promptly calmed down the dissatisfaction of some young masters and ladies on the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest who has already reserved a seat is surnamed Lan and comes from Tongzhou City. Tongzhou Blue Family. Upon hearing these 4 words from Ling'er's mouth, the previously slightly dissatisfied young masters and ladies also fell silent in an instant. And after calming down, everyone with a slightly shocked expression murmured softly. Tongzhou Blue Family, how could their people come to our Linzhou city to drink tea? After all, compared to Linzhou City, Tongzhou City is several times larger. And not only is Tongzhou City several times larger than Linzhou City, but even the strength of the Blue family is much stronger than the three major families in Linzhou City. Big shots from big cities and families, so today's event may really have a different kind of fun. The big shot from the Lan family in Tongzhou did not make everyone wait long. It was only less than 15 minutes before they arrived here accompanied by the welcoming maid Yuer. "Miss Lan, Yuer can only serve you here," said Yuer as she pushed open the door of the Chunlan tea house, just like when she brought LV Xingwang over. "Thank you." The person called Miss Lan was a beautiful girl who looked about the same age as LV Xingwang. She was wearing a deep blue long dress, which was not only fresh and natural, but also slightly profound, inadvertently giving people a mysterious feeling. The skirt swayed gently, like a dancing butterfly, accompanying her as she crossed the threshold, and the gaze of the person sitting on it coincidentally cast over. Her face is fresh and beautiful, comparable to a delicate painting created by everyone, making people unable to resist the urge to appreciate it in detail. Especially those bright eyes, shining with a beautiful and wise light, constantly displaying her elegance and confidence. And the slightly raised corners of the mouth represent kindness and innocence. She is like a blooming flower, displaying herself in all aspects in front of the world with unparalleled generosity, making people fall for it. "So it's Miss Lan Ruowei." Several of the people sitting there hurriedly stood up to greet, not knowing whether they were familiar with the woman in the blue dress or had only heard of her name. "I'm really sorry, Ruowei has kept everyone waiting for so long." Lan Ruowei slightly yawned at them. "Miss Lan, please sit over here." At this moment, only the empty seat next to LV Xingwang was left in the tea room, so Linger naturally led her here. "Thank you very much." Lan Ruowei smiled and thanked each other, nodding with LV Xingwang as a greeting after taking her seat. This is the first true greeting that LV Xingwang received when he entered this tea house, excluding Zhao Longteng's malicious mockery. Perhaps it is precisely because of this that Fong also caused LV Xingwang to give more attention to this girl named Lan Ruowei than others. Beautiful, oh no, it's not just beautiful, it's simply the best in the world, right? Although both Yuer and Linger in this Drunken Hua building are already very beautiful, they are still much inferior to Lan Ruowei. Anyway, among the girls I've seen in all these days of traveling, besides Lily in the Taihuang Tower, there's really no one who can match her. Having a first-class physique, appearance, and temperament, facing such a perfect and flawless woman, the first thing a man can think of is not to be pushed down. But to protect, willing to sacrifice everything to protect. Just as LV Xingwang was paying attention to Lan Ruowei with the corner of his eye, muttering in his heart, Linger suddenly patted his palm twice and said gently. "All right, distinguished guests. Since Miss Lan has arrived, the activities for today's tea party can also be announced." As soon as this sentence was spoken, the gaze of the person sitting with him, especially the man, who was casting on Lan Ruowei, was immediately diverted and some of it was cast on Linger. Their eyes were filled with anticipation, waiting quietly as if they were welcoming something big. To be honest, the expectation in their eyes was quite puzzling to LV Xingwang. Isn't it just a fun activity during the tea drinking process? Is it necessary to do so grandly? Those who don't know think it's because after participating in the activity, they can improve their level 3 in a row. Of course, LV Xingwang had this confusion in his heart, but he couldn't be entirely blamed. After all, it is his first time coming to this Drunken Hua building and also his first time participating in such an activity, so it is normal for him to have some knowledge of its wonders. Although this tea-boosting activity may not elevate one's level 3 in a row, it still provides some assistance to some extent. Moreover, big and small, this can also be considered an opportunity to stand out. Hope for something, why not?